Here's a video to show you how to use our 4-in-1 cameras. This particular 4-in-1 camera has a pigtail on it that has a barrel connector on the end that tells you how to switch it from different modes. So CVI is in the both leads levers on the off position, and CVBS, which is analog, both in the on position. So let's take a look at this for a second. So it might be hard for you to see here, but on is on the top here. Here it's on is here. So I have both in the on position, which is CVBS or analog. If you wanted both to be CVI, you've got an HD DVR. You could put them like this. The purpose of this video is really to show you not only how to switch the signal output, but also once you put it in analog mode, CVBS, a lot of customers out there have still old DVRs and they want to be able to use some of the cameras with an analog DVR, but this particular camera, if you take a look at it, it's a nice little camera with IR. It's small in size, but it has a motorized zoom lens. If you use in CVBS mode or analog output, you can't control the lens from your DVR. You need a UTC controller. So let's take a look back here at the pigtail. So this particular camera is 12 volt and 24. It comes with a terminal block to connect power. You don't want to lose this terminal block and throw it away. Otherwise you can't supply power to it, and we don't carry extras for this little green piece here. The camera does not come with a pigtail. I added my own pigtail. If you're using 12 volts, if you're holding it with the screws facing you, the left side is positive, the right side is negative. So if you have a red and black pigtail, red would go on the left side and black would go here. My pigtail is different. It's a striped wire on one of them. So it's striped going to positive and solid going to negative. You can see it here on the bottom, it's going there. Sometimes our camera doesn't focus well, but anyway, positive, negative, screw terminals facing up. If you got 24 volts, it doesn't matter. You can put, they don't have polarity, so you can put two leads anywhere you want. So that's 24 volts AC or 12 volts DC. I've got the camera connected. I've got lots of different connections here. This I showed you is to switch the video output. This camera happens to have an audio in, while you can only use the audio in if you're using it in HD mode, like an HD CVI with our DVRs. And this is an actually 12 volt DC out to connect a microphone. Makes it easier so you don't have to use a power splitter and such to connect another microphone. Now here, there's a BNC output. So if you've got an analog DVR and you want to use the lens on this camera, you need a UTC controller. This is sold separately. You can purchase this, connect it so. So what happens is, on the wire next to the DVR, you would use a little patch cable to run it from the DVR. Keep this thing indoors. Connect the cable coming from the DVR to one side of the UTC controller. Connect the cable coming from your camera to the other side. And this little joystick controller lets you manipulate the camera's lens. So I'm going to hold it for you here so you can watch it. You guys can hopefully see this. Watch the video here in the bottom. As soon as I start pressing the button on the right side of this UTC controller, this camera's lens starts kind of trying to say autofocus. And it's already zoomed in, so I'm going to zoom out. The UTC controller sends a command, a digital command, and overlays it on top of your analog video signal to command the motorized zoom lens inside the camera. A regular DVR cannot do that. So you need a UTC controller to be able to control the camera using a motorized command overlaid on top of your analog video. What's different with HD cameras is the HD video signal type, the CVI, TVI, AHD, those commands can be sent through a compatible DVR, and that works between compatible cameras and DVRs. So if you have an analog DVR and you're buying one of our 4-in-1 cameras and you want to be able to control the motorized zoom lens on it in analog output mode, you need this UTC controller. Hopefully this video helps. Thanks for watching.